seniors going to the postseason, now all 4 of their years here. Just can you talk about just getting to wrap up your year in the postseason once again? What does that mean to the team?
Well, I certainly think that's your goal starting the season. Is you have a lot of goals along the way, but you want to be playing longer than everybody else, and you want to continue your season on. Our seniors have done a great job with leadership this year. I think we certainly, there's some disappointment by not being in the NCAA, but being in a position to play postseason is always their goal, and being 4 years in a row for them, it says a lot about just their leadership along the way.
Yeah, and of course the Tulsa loss, obviously not the result you wanted in the conference tournament, but what went wrong in that game that you feel like you could carry over and try and get better at?
Well, I think Tulsa proved they were playing really well.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost to a team really in the last 4 or 5 minutes that was hit a hot streak, and they played us. They played very well. They come in the next game. They beat East Carolina pretty handily, and then they ran away with the final. So I think we hit a team that's hot, and when a team can win 4 games in a row like that, sometimes it's just not your night.
Yeah. And so Sam Houston won their conference tournament. I'm not mistaken, didn't they?
They won they tied for the regular season, right?
Yeah, tied for the regular season. But so what do they bring to the table that you've got your eyes on?
Yeah, they got some seniors that have played very well from them. Right now on their team, they've got their all-time leading three-point shooter, all-time leading rebounder, and all-time leading player in blocks. So when you've got 2 players that do that, they've got 3,000-point scorers. I mean, I don't know if I've ever coached 3,000-point scorers at the same time. So this is a year that it's senior laden with them. They've played very well. They're going to come in here and be ready to play, and they're certainly a very good opponent.
Yeah, defense certainly an area that you guys talked about all season. So you think your defense can hang with those 3,000-point scores?
Well, I mean, I think this time of year you're going to play good teams, and you've got to be ready to adjust to who you play. So we feel good about the way we've played. We feel good about our defense. We've rebounded pretty well, which is something they do pretty well, and they're going to come in here ready to prove a point, and we've got to be ready to respond.
Right, and you mentioned that you've got some experience with that national championship ring.
Yeah.
Just take me back to that a little bit.
Well, I brought it out the other day, just talking about what you can get from the NIT and what things to really, it's a shift of focus. And I think one is, trying to get some momentum for our younger players to go into next year and get some national respect. I think the other is the seniors to go out on a really good note and feel good about the way they finish their careers. And I also talked about years ago when I was at Georgia Tech, and we really played well at the end of the year and got a chance to go to the NIT, and we won it. And I said, that's the closest I've been to a national championship. So, I wore my ring today to show them that, there is something else to still shoot for. And it was an 8-team field then. It's a 64-team field now. So it's a challenge for our team.
Coach, so much the advantage of playing at home, having the chance for your seniors, Turtle and Ty, to play at least one more game here in front of the home crowd.
Well, I think you love playing at home. I think those seniors especially love being in front of the home crowd. For us, if we want to make a run in this tournament with 64 teams in here, it's a long tournament if you are on the road the whole time. So it is nice to start on the road and hopefully get in a position to stay at home a little bit.
And what do you think about the talent level in the NIT field?
I think the NIT over the last few years has really been impressive. Some of the teams in there have had great seasons, and you look at it, the way they select it now, it's pretty competitive to get in. There's a lot of great teams that didn't get into the tournament. So nowadays in women's basketball, there's a lot of good teams out there. So the one thing we challenge our team now is that there are no gimmies, and you got to be ready. All these teams are playing well, or they wouldn't be in it. And we've got to be ready to see what we got.
And 4 other teams from your conference in there. Is that surprising, or how do you?
No, and I think UTEP would have been in too. I think our league is kind of in a strange position. We're right just out of the NCAA of getting multiple bids, but we, in a situation where we can get a lot of bids to the NIT because we're in that next level. This year was tremendously competitive. I think anybody in our league could be competitive enough to play in this tournament. So I love to see that many teams in for us. I hate that we're all kind of in the same bracket. I'd love to make it a Conference USA deal where we could play to get to each other, but it is what it is. We just got to go out there and play.